Hey Cancer, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements, see if I can't catch your energy signature and where it's at right now over there. And we're going to start off with the Oracle decks. That was like the whole Oracle deck there. And of Moonology and Work Your Light, and then we'll move on to the Muse Tarot for a more traditional tarot spread. All right, so that's the roadmap of where we're going. Got a couple cards out here already. All right, let's take what we've got. Oh, well, start with the good news first. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. So sometimes when these cards bring up these issues, it signals to me that you may be dealing with a sense of things not working out for you, there being a lot of bad luck. So, you know, I always like to quote Kurt Vonnegut here, we know so little about life, we don't know what the good news is and what the bad news is. So if you're feeling a little unlucky, you should know that something is actually quite lucky and quite working out in your favor and is bringing you some good fortune and good luck. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. You may be starting something, starting a new project, and it's saying, you know, the things that are outside of your control looks like it's going to go pretty well. The things that you can't control, that's what luck is all that parts that we can't control. That's part of what it is, or that we don't perceive ourselves as being in charge of and controlling. Luck is on your side, though. The uncontrollables of a situation could go pretty smoothly for you. We also have, so take time to breathe out, disseminating moon, relax. Breathe out a little bit. This could actually work out. This could actually go somewhere. This could actually be a lot easier and smoother than you think. So taking time to breathe out. So taking time, making sure you're making time for your own relaxation and for your own release of tension and your own flow, your own breath, your own just beingness and being alive. So take time for that. This may be a sense of release on this, where you don't need to micromanage the situation, because some of the, I want to call them unmentionables, but there are some of the uncontrollables. They're going to be fine. So you can just breathe, you can just relax, you can rest. You don't need to micromanage or try to control or try to predict something. There's a strong possibility that it's just going to flow very easily. And then we have Pleiades, double mission, channeling, and uplifting humanity. So an uplifting conversation. There's a little chat that could be had here, and it'll benefit both people. Everyone will come away feeling lighter, feeling better, feeling more enthusiastic, feeling more excited about life and about where things are going and the possibilities. So or this could be a speech that you need to give. Maybe you're worried about a speech that you need to give. So if that's the case, which it might be for some of you, taking time to breathe, right? We can always tell when a speaker is when you need to speak your mind, sometimes we can clench and we can get very nervous and we shut down our breathing. Everything comes out very quickly. And if you're doing some public speaking, you can kind of get that like sense of like, I can't catch my breath. I'm getting everything out, and that tenseness with some public speaking. So you're going to want to take some time to breathe. If this is a podium involved, you want to stand there and take an organizing breath first before you begin, a grounding breath first. So any kind of performance, any kind of discussion or conversation, take a grounding breath first. This could go well. This could go very well. Better than you think. So, and you could have a message of encouragement for some people, or someone. So yeah, you could have a message for someone, specifically a message of encouragement that's going to bring them, it's going to elevate them or help them feel a little lighter as they walk on this earth. All right, Cancer, past, present, inner landscape, what's the issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Ooh, there's a lot of not seeing. A lot of not not seeing, fears of not seeing and not understanding something. So in your recent past, though, you did see eye to eye. This is Two of Emotions or Two of Cups. This is a moment, a conversation, a couple years, a time, a specific time where there was a deep connection with someone. You really saw eye to eye. You really felt very deeply connected to someone. You felt understood. You felt, and I feel like both of those are wonderful feelings, to both feel understood and to feel like you understand somebody. They're equal parts beautiful. So so this is kindred spirit. We could say it's soulmate, but I like to pull the pressure off of any kind of relationship and have it be a little bit more weightless with a kindred spirit or a kindred spirit moment, a deep moment of connection. And it could have been with a person, it could have been with a project, it could have been with a creative endeavor. There was a deep moment of connection where you really saw, you felt like you really saw someone, you really saw into their eyes and through their eyes. You saw the world through their eyes. You saw into their eyes. You saw there was a soul connection. There was some sort of deep soul connection. It might have just been one conversation or maybe even one moment, right? So in your past, there was this moment of feeling deeply connected to another being or to a soul path or project. In your current situation, you have 9 of Voices. You're having a lot of anxiety now. So we had this deep connection, and now what does it all mean? You're afraid. There's a lot of anxiety here. You're technically safe, physically safe, but there's a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety, which is exactly what we were talking about right here. That you can release, that you can let go of, that you can breathe. So maybe doing some breath work is part of what this is going to require of you. But there's just a lot of anxiety. This is the nightmare card. This is you're having a nightmare while you're literally safe in your bed, but there's just an overwhelming number of fears, possibly staying up at night, possibly being very worried about something, very worried about a conversation that needs to happen, or very worried about something you need to do, or just worried about, there was this deep connection and maybe there's a fear that you'll never find that connection again. But there's some kind of anxiety here. It might be keeping you up at night. It might be disturbing your sleep. The gist of this card is that you're physically safe, you're fine, but you're experiencing a lot of fears. You're looking at the future, thinking about how all the many ways it cannot turn out. And it's, even though here now you're safe, you're fine, you're as safe as a human can be, you're fine, but you're having a lot of fears, kind of pulling them out of the ether. You're sleeping under sort of we need like a mosquito net of for fears when we go to sleep, we can sleep in it, and then these little pesky little things that want to keep us up at night, they can't penetrate the mosquito net, right? And then we can get some nice restful sleep. Okay, and then in your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, you're thinking about the priestess, the high priestess. She is, what can be seen, what cannot be seen, what can be known and understood, what cannot be known. She sits in between those worlds. See the curtain pulls back and we see behind the curtain a little bit, right? And this is straddling the knowable and the unknowable, moving between the worlds. There's a sense of reaching into the darkness and pulling out some sort of understanding, some sort of clarity, and some sort of light out of the darkness, knowing full well that we're not getting the full picture, we're not understanding it all, we don't see everything. There's no sunlight. This is the backstage of life, and we're getting a little tiny glimpse, a little peephole glimpse into a situation. So that could be on your mind. It could be causing some fears because you don't see the whole thing. Maybe you had this moment of clarity of seeing into someone or seeing someone's, you know, sharing a moment with someone, but you know that there's just so much that you don't know about the situation. There's so much going on behind the scenes that you don't understand and you don't know. And like luck, I always think of that as all the stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, all of the unknowables, uncontrollables of a situation. So you're pretty well aware that you're only getting part of the story. This is a partial understanding. What you can see, what you can understand here is only partially complete. So you're aware you might be wanting for more spiritual connection, maybe with this person or this thing that you've connected with in the past, longing for a more spiritual connection, a deeper connection there. But there is a sense too of spirituality when engaging with more spiritual ways of knowing and seeing and understanding things, and wanting to be uplifted, wanting to be uplifted into a new way of seeing things, of intuiting things. You may be wondering if these fears are intuitions. Intuition, my understanding of intuition is it usually comes with a sense of calm, not a sense of fear and anxiety. Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference, but if it's causing a lot of fear and anxiety, it's probably not intuition. It's probably, you know, it's unfortunate that those two things are so difficult to discern the difference between what is intuition and what is fears, because they both want to deal with the future, and they both, but one comes from a place of insecurity, uncertainty, and fear, and the other one comes from a place of just this is I don't know where it comes from. It just comes in with more peace, So and it's helpful, it's useful, not detrimental. So in your current situation, we have Knight of Materials. So Knight of Materials, there's either a lack of communication here, because Knights are communication. So when a Knight comes in reverse, we're talking about a lack of communication. Knight of Materials could be overly rigidly communication, too many rules about communication, too many rules about what can be said, what cannot be said. There can also be a sense of a lack of planning here. So this could be... and a total lack of movement, absolutely no movement in this communication at all. There could also be a sense of not seeing where something's going, not having a sense of the pattern, not being careful with communication, and not being clear and intentional with communication. So there may have been, and there may be, unintentional communication going on here, that is accidentally communicating all the wrong things. So there could be that, hence the need for this conversation that's a little more uplifting. There could be absolutely no communication. There could be rash, unintentional, sloppy communication. I say sloppy communication. There could be some, or movement, unintentional moves being made. There's no sense of seeing the larger pattern. There's no sense of being aware of how things unfold and how things emerge. This could be a person that you're dealing with, this could be someone. The Knight of Materials usually has slow, methodical, intentional movement and communication as they're trying to understand the overall pattern. So this could be no communication, no understanding of the patterns, or maybe understanding the pattern and therefore not communicating. This could be a person that's not communicating or refusing to move or moving irrationally. Because the Knight of Materials upright would be very rational and very intentional. So this could be communication and movement that's either irrational or completely stopped and not moving at all. So there could be an irrational Knight. Sounds dangerous and not safe at all. Hence this anxiety here. In your environment, 4 voices, taking a break from something. Breaks are an integral part of preparation and their renewal for the next phase. They're resting, they're, you know, the chapter break. There's the half a page and then the other half a page, and then we go on to the next chapter, right? So a little bit of a chapter break going on in your externals, in your life. There's, and then there's a necessity to take that time off, to take that time away to reevaluate, to recuperate, recover, and renew. Right, all of that sits in the same bathtub, or sits in the same hot tub. That recovery and renewal, so there's a break going on here. There's a little bit of a break that's been going on. It's external. It was external to you. You maybe didn't plan it, or maybe didn't ask for it. So maybe it could be this person not speaking to you, not talking to you. And there's a bit of a break away from someone that maybe you did at some point feel very deeply connected to, and emotional with. But now there's been a pause imposed from external forces. Your to-do list, the energy you need to interact with and engage with. 9 of emotions. So this is sitting pretty. This is being proud of all of the work that you've done, being proud of how you've changed and how you've grown, relaxing in that, all that you've accomplished, being proud. We have these sort of crystals here, these rainbows, this mastery of emotion, and we never talk about controlling our emotions because they're here to give us information. That would be like controlling my smells and how I smell things and what I'm willing to smell and not smell. We don't do that with emotions either. I mean, we don't do that with any other sense. Like, we just take it as, okay, information, this stinks here. What do I want to do about it? Do I want to power through, or do I want to leave? Like, and that's same with feelings, right? So there's a sense of having mastered your feelings and having accomplished quite a bit, maybe quite a bit of personal growth and quite a bit of management of your feelings, or able to integrate your feelings and being proud of that. I feel a sense of like being proud of who you are and being willing to not just show that, not show it off, right? Because that's sort of, you have to look at this. This is more like allowing it to be seen. I have accomplished a lot. I have grown a lot. I have matured a lot. And I would not mind at all if someone saw that and recognized that, because there's a sense of publicness about the 9 of emotions. So there's a sense of, hey, I've accomplished a lot. I've grown a lot. I've matured a lot. And allowing that to be seen and allowing that to be acknowledged. Allowing that to be seen. You know, you're having all these worries. This 9 of voices is coming in right above this 9 of emotions. So you might be worried that someone won't see your growth and won't see how you've grown and changed and matured, that won't be seen, that won't be, especially if there's been a break here and a cutoff, that this person won't be able to see that, but you need to see it first, and you need to be proud of it, and you need to allow it to be seen. So that's the energy, the place of your greatest growth, the energy you need to be sitting in right now, which, I don't know, sounds pretty cool. You need to rest in that energy, relax in the knowledge that you've grown and you've matured a lot, and allow it to be seen. Be proud of it. It was a lot of work. It wasn't easy. You've been through a lot. Be proud of how you've come through it. And then possible outcome, to-do list, 2 of inspiration. So this is, so the inspiration is about getting that, the wands would be about that life force, that inspiration that set in, like, oh, I could do this, that connection with sort of the mysterious muse of life and that life flow. So we've already experienced that. 2 of inspiration is about, okay, well, how does that actually work? How do I do that? Planning something out, trying to maybe figure out all the different ramifications, organizing the journey, organizing the trip, organizing your thoughts about something, figuring out like, okay, how do I make this happen? Being proud of who you are and how much you've grown. And then 2 of inspiration is very practical. okay, I have this vision of what I want to do. Maybe I have this conversation of what I want to do. I have this conversation that I want to have. How do I go about doing that? What are possible things? So it's really nuts and bolts about something that you're feeling very inspired to do. So how do I go about planning for this conversation? You know, maybe I can role play with somebody else. Maybe I can write out the key points I'd like to hit here and what I'd like to say. Maybe I can you know, have a friend sort of help troubleshoot what this might come across as, what the other person, so that I'm prepared for anything. So it's a card of preparation, a card of calculation. If we are talking about doing a speech and getting up to a podium, definitely going to want to practice that, rehearse that, maybe rehearse it in front of some people, you know, sort of recreate the height of the podium, a lot of things, so that you can feel more natural when you're doing this. So this two of inspiration is preparation, preparing for something. It's outside of this two is sort of outside the spirit of oftentimes the twos, except for two of emotions, which we already have here. So the other twos are sort of outside of the gist of the suit. The suit might be about creativity, like inspiration, sexuality, all that sits very close together in a sort of a little family in our subconscious, right? But the two takes us out of that for a moment, to do more of the executive planning and all of that, the executive skills of planning and figuring things out. I always see a big spreadsheet here, right? We've got this far off vision. We're trying to see it. We're trying to look at it, a hole punched in sort of the known reality, and we're trying to envision it and trying to see, like, okay, well, how do I get there? And this is all your spreadsheets, your scripts, your all of that more technical planning. So, all right, Cancer, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and I'll see you in a fortnight.